main drone line. Because there was no sunken, the Zerglings were a little bit late on the way, and he just would have been able to do so much damage. Now Mutalisk on the way for EffOrt, going to be spotted by a turret, they're going to fly back, probably took out an SCV on the way. Now he's just going to use them for harassment purposes, take out some Marines. Some Zerg is actually going to come in, going to take out this turret. There is one firebot in the ground, but that's going to be instantly killed by that Mutalisk force. Mutalisk just, EffOrt at this point just trying to take control of the map, now going to take the 1 o'clock base, who's going to take his third. Has to really keep up his economics. Has a Hydra Den out, so we're going to see some Lurkers most likely alongside to help these Mutalisks do some harassment. Mutalisk is going to be flying around. Plenty of space for them to fly around in case they want to go in for a pass at the national expansion, but probably most likely a decent amount of turrets there. Actually going to run on the side. The Zerglings, most likely at this point speed upgraded. Still not going to be able to do too much. Mutalisks now flying in. Going to try to take some SCVs as they come out of the barracks. Doing a great job. Taking some out. Probably going to take out that SCV that was building a factory. Now going to be a little bit trapped inside. Some Marines going to try to get by some, but the Mutalisk is still doing a pretty good job. Of course, one of the things they've done to the map now, which I neglected to mention, is that they actually made the main larger behind the minerals. So if you don't put turrets, there's a lot more space inside the main behind the minerals. At an earlier version of the map, like Carthage 1, there was a lot more sea and a lot more landmarks that you could not build on. You could just use flying units over with. But now there's actually a lot more land, which actually you could use for turrets, but at the same time, it's very usable for drops, and still aerial forces can still fly over there. Still those Mutalisks running around, killing SCVs, building stuff, just barely almost managed to kill one, but now turrets have been planted behind the mineral line, so those Mutalisks are not going to be able to use it as an escape route. Still all no EffOrt doing a great job just keeping HiyA inside of his base. Some fans there sitting around, being worried for their favorite players. Some Lurkers down on the field as well, so we're going to see how EffOrt manages to combine this together. We're going to see actually whether he tries to catch those Marines with a trap. Probably scans on the field, so HiyA's going to catch the Lurkers not being buried. Mutalisks going in. Lurkers actually going to back off a little bit, better off. Scan going off though, so the Lurkers are going to be a little bit trouble. Mutalisks are, however, going to help out as much as they can. 2 Lurkers still down on the ground. One of them, barely manages to survive somehow. The Marines, far too many of them killed, so they're going to be killed off. Some medics still staying alive. I think, honestly, EffOrt could have taken advantage of that little opportunity, of that little engagement a little bit better. Maybe even set up a Lurker trap, trying to lure HiyA into a Lurker trap if it's in a good, decent way. Now, Hive going to be coming up, so EffOrt doing rather quick teching. He's only on 3 gas at this point, but he's going to go for Hive tech. We're going to see whether he goes... We're going to see whether he goes for Defilers. I think that's the most likely option with those Lurkers on the ground. Probably going to go for Defilers because he sees on the opposite side there's still no tanks on the field, still no science vessel really to help out. Some Zerglings alongside his Mutalisks flying in. Some Zerglings getting caught though. Still those Lurkers down the field, so HiyA doesn't really dare to move out. He has to be very careful. Still some more Lurkers being buried. Now the Lurkers burrowed outside the national expansion. We're going to see. It's going to be a Lurker trap. Going to be a Lurker trap. See, no! EffOrt, what are you doing now? Oh, yeah, now he sees it. Now he's like, oh, what the hell was I doing? I missed it. Had those 2 Lurkers ready to massacre Marines at a premium. Did not happen there. Oh, man. Come on, man. EffOrt, aren't you supposed to be like the protege of Savior? Come on, Savior loved those. He loved Lurker traps. He was the master of Lurker traps, man. Was. Those were good times. Oh, well. We'll get on Savior at another point when it's his turn to play. So the Defiler round is going to go up, so that is the strategy. Still, those Lurkers just staying around. I don't even know if HiyA knows of those. So this EffOrt knows. Now it's going to go for it. Marines be built. Lurker! No! Lurker's deciding we're just going to sit here and do nothing. Christ. Maybe he forgot about him. Maybe just didn't know exactly about the positioning of players right now, paying attention to something else, but he really should have been able to take advantage of that. We're going to see whether he actually tries to push the forces in. Now going to actually sit back. A lot of Marines being caught off, and all going to run right towards his Lurker trap. Even more Marines just running right towards his own natural. We're going to see I think at this point, EffOrt just trying to catch as large a group into that Lurker trap as possible, just waiting until they get in. Yeah, the Marines are not going to be in. We're going to see. Yes, EffOrt unleashes the trap just then, getting some Marines, not getting as many as he probably wanted to, but now he has HiyA. He has a large force of HiyA stuck outside of his natural, can't run back to reinforce because of Lurkers on the ground. They're all surrounding the high ground there. Tanks are on the field though, and scan off, so they're going to start sieging those Lurkers. Some of the Lurkers are going to be forced to move back. Marines running in instantly as they were moved off. One Lurker managed to be killed though, but not too much damage otherwise done. Defilers are still on the way, so that's what EffOrt really is doing is just delaying HiyA, delaying him as long as he can. As soon as he has defilers out, it's probably going to go for it. Dropship on the opposite side. Some Marines going to be picked up, so HiyA's going to go for the 1 o'clock base, going to try to take it out. The odds from Lurkers down in the field, and I think they're going to be another Lurker shot. 4 Lurkers, and they're going to shoot up! Oh man, this medic Marine grouping is going to be completely massacred. 3 Marines and 3 medics survive. You see the look on HiyA's face. He was like, no. Like, no. He's one of those players that plays with his mouth open, kind of like Stork, only when he has his mouth open, it doesn't look funny. It just looks, yeah. Well, you know, I'm not here to insult anybody's looks or what they look like. But anyway, Lurkers and Zergers actually going to move in rather close, trying to catch those tanks off guard. Actually going to siege in with Lurkers very close, but I think there are in range. Even more Lurkers and Zergers alongside. Mutalisk actually been coming in very close. Those tanks are a lot of danger. Some medic Marines coming a little bit far too late. Even more Lurkers going to come in position. All these tanks are going to be taken out. Now the Silos are coming in. Irradiate's not coming in, but oh, HiyA barely manages to clean up. Loses all of his tanks. Loses a large amount of his ground forces as well. Has 1-1 upgrades for his forces, so that's definitely helped him out. Now going to have to start reproducing all those tanks. Still has a decent amount of unit production, still sitting on those 2 bases, while EffOrt is on 3, so in that case the players are mostly equal. Even more Zerg is going to coming in, most likely Cracklings at this point. Science is also flying out, just trying to spot those Lurkers that are going to be burying down. So at this point, EffOrt still just holding on those Lurkers, doing a pretty good job of attacking some Marines. HiyA now doing a pretty good job of dodging as well, just using the tank. Most likely going to go down. Yes, it is. So the Lurker's still holding the high ground. That EffOrt just at this point just doing the lane tank. Also taking out the tanks. Really going to help him out once he has those defilers down the field. Also has some Scourge to help take out those science vessels. And I think with those Scourge, should be able to take out at least one of those science vessels. Dark Swarm going to go off. Lurker's going to try to get in and burrow. Some Scourge going to hit and take out the science vessel. There are some Lurkers on the Dark Swarm. Another Dark Swarm going off just before the Defiler going to die due to an Irradiate. But I don't think too many Lurkers should have been able to catch more under those Dark Swarms. Firebat's also now on the field to help to fight under the Dark Swarms and how about take out all these Cracklings. EffOrt actually going to go down. Another Dark Swarm going off. Lurkers burning onto it. There are Firebats in position. Most of those, I think, still dead. Even more Lurkers moving in. Firebat still firing off. Tanks also firing off. But Lurker's still managing to get under the Dark Swarm, I believe. Some Zergers coming in, taking out all the tanks. And now EffOrt is 1 step away. Still has Lurkers under those Dark Swarms. Probably going to move him in. Also has a base now up at the 2 o'clock and the inside 10 o'clock. So he's just macroing up like insane. Getting up an Ultralisk cavern. So he's going to continue on full force. I don't even think he's going to need it because he has Lurkers completely penetrating the natural expansion. That's going to force HiyA to get to flood his command center. I'm sorry. And he doesn't really have enough force to defend. Just producing firebats. But GG coming in from HiyA. And EffOrt is going to get up to the winner's match. We're going to have Luxury versus EffOrt in the winner's match today, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be insane. Epic ZVZ to start off the first day of the MSL, guys. This is going to be great, great, great. So great game there by EffOrt overall. Started off by catching HiyA's cheese. And I think from there, HiyA really did a decent job of recovering. Failed an magnificent opportunity to do some economic damage, and after that HiyA just started dominating the game with Mutalisks, and HiyA just wasn't able to retaliate really at all. Got most of his ground force taken out. Some failed Lurker traps by EffOrt, but followed by some very nice Lurker traps by EffOrt. Great game overall, and I honestly believe EffOrt really deserves the win here. So it's going to be an epic winners match. Today we're going to see who is the first person to move out into the round of 16 out of Group A. GG guys, ranching out. Thanks for listening.